So here's where we are with the project. This is the waterproof servo. It's a pretty high performance servo. This is a magnetometer that I'm pointing at. And so when I turn the board containing the magnetometer, you can see the servo moves. So that's my heading. And then I didn't want the servo to overreact to that, so it stops at a certain position. I can change that with software, of course. But so that's the autopilot. And when you're turning, when you decide you want a new position, you just point the board where you want it to be, and then punch a button on the paddle, and it will set the new position. So when I turn I turn it, I punch the little button, and you'll see the servo comes back to straight, which is 90 degrees with the rudder, and now it navigates along that new heading hold. And every time I punch that button, it comes right back and says, okay, that's my new direction. So that's the autopilot. It's working pretty well. This is one of the controllers I set up for it. It's the most likely candidate. I've been having some problems. I've been having to cut these things open and fiddle around with them. But it's a 5-button joystick. I've got that all working. It plugs into that little header there on that transmitter, that thing that says XB at the top. That's a transmitter, and I can steer I can turn the autopilot on and off. I can center the rudder. I can steer the thing from the handle, and all that goes inside of the inside the handle shaft. The handle itself is this little XB unit. The wiring, of course, won't be there. It'll just be that plugged into a header for the control, and that's all it's going to be in the handle. And then this is the receiver, all set up with the GPS translator, and that all works. So basically, the electronics are done. Now I just need to change the form factor, get it down to the small size. That's a Arduino Uno there with the light on, and that little thing there is a Arduino Nano, which is the exact same board that runs a little slower. And that's what I'm actually going to be using on the board. There won't be anything like that in the paddle handle. All it'll be is just a little XB unit. And I've kind of given up on that's how it fits in. It just goes into the hollow handle like that, and a cover goes over it. Batteries go in the tube, and the controller goes onto that little flat yellow platform, and we'll be in business. So I was going to do joysticks, but I played around with this some. I played around with the ergonomics of it. I built a couple of little thumb joysticks. Oh, that's the battery. That's sort of the battery I'm going to use. I'm going to use a narrower version of that, a little lithium polymer battery. And this is the joystick. You can see it's been waterproof. That's a balloon full of mineral oil that the joystick is inside of, and then it's all sealed into the end of a handle. And I made 2 of these, and that's the handle they fit into. The electronics all fit, but as I said, after playing with it some, I'm pretty convinced that the joystick is a dead end. But if anybody needs a couple of really nice waterproof 2-axis plus a button joysticks, I've got some handy. So that's where we are. It's the project is just about ready to box up and mount onto a board and go play. So it looks complicated and big, but it's actually going to be very compact and simple. I swear.